So welcome to the latest Coterie tutorial, and today we're going to be looking at paid social. Through all of these tutorials, we've been using the RACE model, customer journey model from Smart Insights and Dave Chaffee, and paid social sits within the reach part of that. So we've got reach, act, convert and engage, and so we're looking at this from a partner marketing perspective and looking at reach. So I'm delighted to be joined by Jennifer from our digital partner. Jennifer, what is paid social?
Yeah, so paid social, really simple. It is a way to use social media platforms to promote your products, your services, your brand to a really targeted audience. So for partner marketing, clearly LinkedIn, is your go-to platform of choice. But there are some also smaller niche platforms that you might want to consider as well. Zing in Germany is a good example of that. But primarily for partner marketing, LinkedIn is the place to be.
Excellent. Is there anything else specific you need to think about when you're thinking about paid social and partner marketing?
Yeah, I think, the biggest benefit of paid social is that you can be laser focused on who you want to talk to. LinkedIn in particular allows you who to define, who do you want to see your ads, and you can get to a really super granular level using the attributes. So you can use company name, you can use job title, you can really narrow in on who it is that needs to see your message. So I think one of the most important things is take that time to define who your target personas are, really focus on who the decision makers and influencers are that count the most to your particular product or service. I think equally, remember that the individuals who are going to see your content, they've not asked to see it, they've not performed a search, it's come up in their newsfeed as a piece of content. So just assume that they're quite top of the funnel. Remember, we're in the reach phase, right, of the customer journey here. So really think about what kind of content is going to be most relevant to somebody who's in that mindset when they see your content. So I would say like a really good place to start then is your value proposition, right? Like what makes you and your products and services, what makes them really special and unique and relevant to your prospects. And you really have to take into account that content, that value proposition, those personas, and put that together in a really targeted package to people.
Excellent. So what's kind of the relevance and role in the current climate we're living in today?
Yeah, I mean, LinkedIn has been a really popular platform for, I don't know how many years now. But if we think about where we are in this kind of age of social distancing, it is even more critical today because for many people who are working from home, LinkedIn is a really valuable tool for staying engaged in a professional way, sort of where you might have gone to events previously. Now you're using social media platforms to stay up to date on the latest ideas and innovations, sharing your own ideas, asking questions. It's that much more important right now. I mean, we've noticed kind of increases in traffic. We've actually noticed even some cases kind of, costs are going down a little bit because there's more inventory out there. So I think, a good partner marketer cannot ignore paid social right now. It's just too important for them.
Brilliant. So what would be like, I don't know, we love to do 5 tips on these. What would be 5 tips to share?
Right. So top tip, LinkedIn text ads, great value for money for brand awareness. They don't get a lot of click-through rate, but they're a really good way for low cost and quite consistent brand marketing. So I think they're kind of a staple of what you should be doing as a partner marketer. Remarketing as well. So I think a lot of people think about retargeting in your kind of Google display. So, when you search for a dress and it pops up, when you're reading an article. Actually, remarketing for B2B is just as important. And LinkedIn is a great platform for doing that as well. So get that LinkedIn Insight tag and get those audiences set up. And I know this sounds maybe a little bit off piece, but actually Facebook is a really good platform for remarketing as well, even in a B2B partner context. Third thing I would say is actually going back to kind of what I started with. The great thing again about these social media platforms is they allow you to be super targeted and laser focused on who you want to talk to. So spend some time with your audience. Bigger is not better. Think about who your personas are and really think about who you want to talk to for those campaigns. And then fourth, I would say, be really bold with your ad and your ad creative. You think about your own experience on LinkedIn, right? There's a lot of noise out there. There's a lot of people trying to get your attention, people you're connected with, and companies that you're not. So do something bold, be a little bit exciting with that ad creative, and try to get noticed out there. And then 5, it's the same thing that we always sort of talk about, content, right? You've got to have something that is interesting and relevant. In the reach phase, what you're trying to do is you're trying to get people's attention. You're trying to offer them something that kind of positions you as, interesting and a thought leader in this particular area. So spend some time on that content. These clicks can be expensive on social media platforms. So, if you're going to pay for them, make sure you've got something really interesting and relevant to say.
That's
and
brilliant.
I think, those are my top 5.
Fabulous. Thanks, Jennifer. No, that's super, super clear and really helpful. Thanks for your time.
No worries. Thank you.